All right, so let's work on the preview. So we're going to create a new component and we're going to show that. So let me put that right under this button. Actually, let's put on above the button. All right, so we have that button here, submit button. So let me just put that here. So before we show the preview, we want to make sure we have the URL preview in the state with the success true, right? So if it is URL preview dot success, if that is true, then we want to show that card. So let me put that in a view so that we can apply some styling, and then we call that preview card, so which we're going to create. And let me also give a bit of a styling here. So I'm going to apply margin top of 30, and then align items center. All right, so let's import preview card. Now before we even import, let me actually create that one. So components, let's create a new folder called links, and here let's create this new file previewcard.js. Let me create a very basic component first. Import React from React, import view from React Native, import text from @colorath React Native text, and create our component preview card equals to. So we'll be receiving the props here, so that means we have to make sure to send the props. Because let me just create view for now. Inside view, let me just write this text preview card. Okay, export default preview card. Let's try importing this one here in post link. So import preview card from, so we go one step up, get inside components, links, preview card. Okay, so now you can see we got the text already, so that's looking good. Now let's make sure, let's not forget to pass the props. So we have the URL preview in the state, so we can give the whole object here. So we spread URL preview, so this way we spread all the objects, all these properties that will be available in the preview card component, so we can just simply destructure. All right, so once you have this one, we can head over to preview card, and here we can destructure. So we can destructure, you can see all these fields here. So open graph title, open graph description, next one is open graph image, that's the one, open graph image. So here we can also give a default value as well. All right, so default value you can give, let's give the title on title, open graph description. This one I'm doing it because for some reason, if the URL that they paste is not valid URL, or maybe they don't have the open graph content on their site, then this is the default title description we can display. All right, so no description found. And for image also, you can use a default image. So if some websites, most of them, they would have the Open Graph, but if they don't, then we can show some kind of a default image. And for that, I like to use placeholder.com. What you can do here is you can grab this URL and you can decide what text you want it to display. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So that's what we're going to try. So something like this. So let me just grab this and just copy this, and let's come here. Let me just paste here temporarily. So this is the text that is displayed on the image. You can see this is the text. So I want to change that. Text equals to, so all this we change, and I'm going to write here image. All right, now let's copy this URL and use it as a default value. Okay, so if there's no image, we can show this as a default image. We can choose the dimension 500 by 500, so we get nice square image. Awesome. Now let's see how we can display the information. So the title, content, and the image. So the most important is the image. So let's see. First, let's make sure we have the necessary imports. So we want to import few more components from React Native, image, and then touchable opacity, so that we can give them this kind of this press effect, touchable opacity. Because what we're going to do later is we will show the URL preview in the home page. We will show the list of URLs that the user have submitted, and at that time also we will use the same card. We will reuse this component. Now we are using this to show the preview, but later we will use this to show the actual preview of each link, each post they have created. Okay, so that time it will be used. At the moment it will not be used. We will use it a bit later, but let's just leave it here. Okay, so that's that. We got the text, and I think that's all we need. All right, so we will be using a bit later this one. So here, let's see how we can render the image. So let me just remove that and use image source. So the source would be we have to give URI, and that would be the URL which we get from the Open Graph image, og image.url. Okay, now you don't see anything unless you apply some styling with the height and width. That's how it works. It's a little bit weird, because image is actually here, but you don't see unless we give some styling here. So style, let's use height of 70%. Okay, we can use some percentage as well. So that way, we don't know on which mobile they viewing this app. It could be iPhone 12, 13, 10. So it can be different. The dimension can be different. Height can be different. So we just take the percentage of the screen. So height 70%, width 100%. As soon as you save, you might okay, so we don't see anything because we don't have any URL. So let me try codecontinue.com. Okay, so nothing is there. Okay, so that is pushed all the way down. Okay, so to fix this one, we have to give this a fixed height. So let's apply some styling on this one as well. So this preview card, we want it to take certain height, not the entire space of the screen, obviously. So we set height to, let's say, 280. Okay, so that much space for the preview. That looks pretty good. Background, we can give background color. We just use white. We use width, let's use 92%, not entirely full width but almost full width. Okay, so that much, so you can see, and we already have the image here. Beautiful. Next, border, let's make it a bit of a rounded border. Border radius, let's use 14 pixel. I guess you can see it's okay. Border radius 14 pixel. Okay, so you can see the radius is here, so that means radius is applied in the view but not on the actual image, which we will work here. That's all right. Border radius. Next one is shadow color. So we want to apply a bit of a drop shadow so that it looks nice. It looks a bit popped out. Shadow color, and then it's a little bit different way of applying shadow color than in the web. So here we can give width, sorry, not this one. The shadow color, we just give the value. Let me try 171717. Shadow offset. So the offset, we apply it like this: width -2 and then height 4. Okay. Shadow opacity 0.2. Okay, so that looks nice. Shadow radius 3, and margin bottom 40. I guess a bit of a space here, or maybe just 30. I think 20 works best. Okay, so that way we define the preview card size. All right, so now we can work on the image. So height, width, so that much space of this card, the view, we give for the image, and the rest of this white space we will use to show the title and description. So height, width. Next one we want to use is border. We want to radius, apply some radius. So border, top right. Okay, so that way we can control the top right, and we can also target the top left using border top left radius. Okay, so that's how we can apply some radius. So let's apply 14, same as here, 14, and then border top left radius also 14, so that we get this nice rounded edge. Alright, so that looking good. Now we can try changing it. Udemy.com. If user paste different URL, they immediately see the preview, which is pretty cool. Alright, so that's done. Now next we can work on showing the title and description right here.